Okay, so we just got through sharing everything that we want to release. If you are watching this replay and you have not spoken aloud or written down, but I would recommend doing both, most notably speaking it aloud, what you want to let go of, what you want to change, what you want to burn, what you want to set on fire and leave behind in 2023. It's important, even though you know that you might not be necessarily saying goodbye to it forever, because these themes tend to come up in our lives again and again. But if you are declaring, if you at least declare that you want to leave it behind, if you declare that it's something that you want to work on, it's very powerful to say it and to sort of differentiate it from other things you're experiencing as something that you want to set your intentions towards improving. Okay? So take that time now. If you haven't, say aloud what you want to light on fire. And then I would like to share some prompts with you. So when you're thinking about setting new intentions, right? You want to think about things through three lenses. One is the overarching lens of your life, right? Your legacy, your impact, your values, the impact you'll leave on like the society you're a part of, right? Your legacy. And then you want to look at the impacts that you have through your maternal connection with your children, how you show up in motherhood, your connection with each child, the way that you view motherhood and your children. Okay, and then the last one, getting super, super micro, is the self. So you want to look at, are you being authentic? Are you clear on things? Do you have a clear signal between your brain and your instincts, your intuition? The honoring of your vessel, your body, this body that Creator gifted you that works in a particular way, and how you are unique, the ways in which you are unique. It's super important. I thought it was funny that when I was doing my human design research the other day, that I came across my life's purpose, which is has to do with something called heterarchy, which is a form of management or rule in which any unit can govern or be governed by others depending on circumstances, and hence no one unit dominates the rest. And there was another word with it, what was like, oh my goodness, what's the word? Synarchy, which would be like, no, what was it? Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know the word, but it's this highlighting how people are unique and then encouraging them to use that, to honor that, because we all perform better in a group when we're all true to ourselves, right? So I just thought that was really, I don't know, like telling about me, because that's what I do. I constantly am trying to get people to be more of themselves so that they can contribute the most to society just by being themselves. Anyways, here's the prompts. So there's 5 questions or 5 focuses, okay? The first one I want to ask you, when you think about making intentional intention setting, right, is like, how are you going to make space? Write down whatever it is that comes up for you, like the first thing that comes to mind. After you write that down, I want you to think about, in which ways are you going to create physical space in your life? In which ways are you going to create mental space? Those are the 2 that I really want you to focus on for the purpose of this. The second question is, how do you plan on deepening your relationship to yourself such that self-care is not a thing you do, but it's actually just like your lifestyle? The way that you live is just, self-care is all throughout it. So it's like not even an activity you do, it's actually the way that you live. The third prompt, and pause if you need to during this, the third prompt is, how are you going to get closer to Creator, to the higher power, to the great knowing, the great spirit, and critique culture around you? and also like change culture around you to fit more into how you align with the creator. What are things you can get rid of that are simply cultural, that don't bring you joy, piss you off, are just stuff that you just don't like? Like, what can you get rid of? Can you stop apologizing for your kids being loud in public? Because that's actually not like, there's nothing like inherently wrong with that. Can you, leave the house with messy hair? Because like, who even really, come on, if I feel like good about doing it, why wouldn't I do it? Like, just random things, right? The fourth one is like, in which ways have you held yourself back from asserting yourself? Like, in which ways do you need to assert yourself about that which is important to you? Not just yourself and confronting yourself about stuff, but I want you to actually think about, what relationships do you need to be more assertive in? Which relationships do you have lingering things that need to be confronted? This is very, very important for healing. You cannot get around this. You cannot cut toxic people out of your life without actually addressing them and telling them why what they did was messed up, and telling them your whole experience from yourself. There's this really weird thing that people talk about of like, oh, they don't deserve to know how I felt. No, that's not right, because what they did was wrong, and therefore it must be brought to justice. They need to feel the feelings. They need to know on a cognitive, conscious basis, level, whatever, that they did something wrong, and offer them up that opportunity to change, that opportunity to reach out, that opportunity to just confront themselves, right? Because not confronting others is the same thing as self-abuse. It's not healthy. It's toxic. Not confronting others is toxic. The last one is, how can you better align yourself with nature? And I don't just mean getting outside. I mean your female body. I mean your the way you're hardwired, right? Your very specific personality type, and like the circadian rhythms, right? This could be anything, but what are some ways that you've wanted to better align yourself with nature and the rhythms of nature and natural course, but you have been stalling on or procrastinating about? Those are the 5 prompts I want to leave you with. And I would really encourage you to write down your answers to those prompts. It's going to be very powerful for you, even though it most likely, most of this stuff will happen behind the scenes on an unconscious or subconscious level. It'll show up in different areas of your life. You are going to be subconsciously writing the script for what you're focusing on for the next few weeks. And if you want to make it really powerful, you can keep writing that down, right? Like after a couple of weeks, pivot a little bit if you need to, refine things if you need to, but go ahead and make that declaration again. It's kind of like saying what you're going to let go of. Writing it down and like talking about it makes it more real, and it makes your brain come up with more ideas and get more creative and be more focused. So this is what I want to leave you with. Happy calendar year 2024. Let's set that shit on fire and get really grounded in our new intentions for this new calendar year. Bye, everybody.